It gives me great pleasure to introduce Michael Rodriguez. Michael founded and operated the Cadillac Bar and Grill in San Francisco for nearly 17 years. For those of you from the Bay Area, you may remember it well. Popular and profitable, Cadillac was closed when the Moscone Convention Center was built on the site. The Cadillac is coming back, and to tell us more about his plans, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Michael Rodriguez. Michael?
Hi there, this is Michael Rodriguez, and welcome to everybody. I'm so grateful to be able to have this opportunity to share my plan and my passion for reopening the Cadillac Bar. I'm one of the original founders of the Cadillac that opened in the 80s. We were blessed to have 17 years of success and lines out the door. It's too bad we had to close in 99 due to the expansion of the Moscone Center. I myself was born and raised in San Antonio. I started cooking when I was 16 years old. I was lucky and fortunate to learn recipes and dishes from my mother and my grandmothers, who were always willing to show me their tricks in the kitchen. I worked restaurants in San Antonio. I moved into kitchen management pretty much early on. When I was working in Austin, I entered a fajita cook-off contest. I came in second place out of 100 contestants. That's what put me on the map with my current employer, who was the founder as well of the Cadillac Bar. He asked me to partner up with him after that and open up the Cadillac back in 1982. The concept, the Cadillac Bar concept, when we opened up, took off immediately. We were voted best Mexican food in San Francisco for many, many years. We then expanded on its success and opened 7 other locations on the West Coast and one back in Austin. Since unfortunately we had to close the Cadillac in 99, we were unable to find a place in the city. My senior partners one of my senior partners had poor health. We decided just to downsize and take a break. And that's when I moved to Colorado, and I worked for Panera Bread. I worked for Qdoba's Restaurants. I opened at least 20 locations for them. I learned a lot. I learned a lot by working in the corporate structure. I learned a lot about multi-unit management. But now I'm back in the Bay Area. I want to head up this my passion again and reopen the Cadillac Bar and Grill. My ultimate goal is to pick up where we left off and to recreate the Cadillac Bar and the 17 years of lines out the door. I'll do so by recreating that Mexican, traditional Mexican cuisine, serving our famous Cadillac margaritas. And we were the inventors of the Cadillac margaritas, and we were known for it. Our challenge has been, I think our challenge will be, is bringing back that magic. Since we've taken a break, there's still a lot of locals in town that remember us. There's still a lot. Now it's time to introduce the Cadillac Bar style again to the next and the younger generations. Finding a right location, and I believe we've solved that. We've got a great space in the Twitter building, and it's a mid-market area of San Francisco. It's once again, it's going to be like when we first opened up the Cadillac Bar in South of Market. We were one of the first full-service restaurants down there by the Moscone Center, and we took off from there. Our best opportunities for the restaurant is that we're in the headquarters of Twitter. There's 800 employees above us. We're on the main floor. There's no other full-service restaurants in the immediate area. Now, since they've moved in and other tech businesses have taken advantage of the tax break in that area, there's at least 2,000 or 3,000 employees in the immediate one-block area. Plus, there's 4,000 to 5,000 residential units that have just been built, brand new places, apartments, condos, all within a couple of blocks area. It's been rated as one of the highest dense areas in the nation. We're on one side of South of Market and the other side of Hayes Valley. So we've got the Civic Center 1 block from us. We've got the Theater District, the Symphony Hall, the ballet, the opera, all within a block of us. So we've got that theater crowd that's coming in the evenings. And then we have parking underneath the building and BART and all the public transportation that happens on Market Street. So its location, the location couldn't be any better. I think the solution here, the solution for us to be successful again is, once again, create that atmosphere. Create like you're down south of the border. We'll cater to long parties and big groups, long tables in the dining room. That'll bring in the big parties, the adult parties, I call them, the bachelor, bachelorette parties, birthday parties. There was always some rowdy party going on. It feels like the bar, the lively bar atmosphere kind of blended into the dining room. We'll have all our bartenders serving handshake and margaritas. We'll be back to family-style platters, Mexican food, our traditional menu. Our mesquite grills, once again, will also highlight our seafood, our grilled fresh fish, and our grilled meats. Another thing, too, that I do want to incorporate because of the business area is an easy lunch and takeout menu. Light and healthy items for lunch. Plus, we have a patio as well, too, for outdoor seating. Moving on to competition. Honestly, there's nothing. There's not much. There's in the mid-market area, there's no other full-service restaurant at this time. It's always been said that the Cadillac bar was often imitated, but never duplicated. There's restaurants, Mexican restaurants in the city, they have their own interpretation of Mexican food. It's very gourmet and creative at times. I think we're going to come back and provide that authentic, that traditional Mexican food that we're known for, and be the best at it once again. When it comes to marketing, we have a plan in place that involves an aggressive social media campaign. We'll utilize Foursquare, Swarm, mobile check-in apps, and of course, we're going to be using Twitter. We'll be syncing with OpenTable and Yelp for reservations. And being in the heart of San Francisco and in the hub of this tech center area, we're going to be broadcasting promos and special by any means of social media. So that's a given. Plus, we'll have entertainment. We'll have signage on both doors, back and front doors. That's going to track the foot traffic. Now, financials. My projections and the costs are based on a sister restaurant of ours that we opened up during the Cadillac Bar days. It's in Sacramento. Similar size, similar price range. It's currently still open. They've shared their expenses with me and what they do. They do $4 to $5 million a year. And I also took into consideration what the Cadillac was at least doing when we closed in the 90s. We were doing at least $3 million a year. And in the 90s, that's pretty good. That's very good after a 17-year run. So I've taken those totals, those costs, and plugged them into my projection. I was even a little more conservative in plugging them in as well too. So you'll see the numbers there on the financial highlights. My capital raise, what I'm looking to raise. First of all, the project's going to cost $2.2 million. I am investing $200 in cash. This is pretty much seed money that has gotten the ball rolling here for this last year. Landlords contributing $500,000 for tenant improvements, and I'm looking to raise $1.5 million, which is going to go towards the liquor license, finishing up of the build-out, equipment, pre-opening expenses, and some initial operating expenses. And the terms are, well, for the $1.5 million, it's going to be a combination of equity and debt funding. $60,000 for an equity share, $10,000 for a debt share. The equity is going to be for 1.5% ownership. The $60,000 equity share is for 1.5% ownership. And it will be paid back initially at 3% of the net profits until your $60,000 is paid back, and then you'll continue to own 1.5% of the restaurant until we either close or sell. The convertible debt is a $10,000 share loan that's paid to you. That's paid at 9% interest back to you. It's paid quarterly for the first 3 years. after which you can cash out, or you can turn that into equity and keep ownership of the restaurant. Now, overall, we have all the keys to success for this Cadillac. The location is major. We're located in the mid-market of San Francisco. We're the most sought after. We're most sought after area for tech business. 4,500 residential units, 2 blocks, a proven concept, and a strong financial success, and a strong management team. If you'll ask around, you'll be told that it was never born at the Cadillac Bar. Customers remember us, and for years they've been asking for us to reopen again. So I think we can do it with your help, and we will succeed again.